In preparation for this interview, and as people saw me announce this, I've heard a lot of different descriptions of your position in Iran right now. They consider you to be a major spokesperson. Some people are saying you're a propagandist. Some people are saying the FBI was going to go bust down my door for doing this interview. And, they were criticizing me. Oh, he's finally leaving the Sunnis behind and aligning with the Shia. So what exactly is true about Professor Marandi's position within Iran?
Well, I don't know what it means to leave Sunnis behind, because the whole of the 47 years after the revolution in Iran, the suffering of the Iranian people through sanctions, through war, through terrorism, is because of its support for liberation movements across the world, across the global majority, whether in Southern Africa and the apartheid resistance, the resistance against apartheid. And as you may know, Nelson Mandela, after he was released, one of the first places that he visited was Iran. And he went to see Ayatollah, the martyr Ayatollah Khamenei, and called him my leader. Iran's support for Cuba, for Venezuela. Iran did a lot to help Venezuela during the last few years when the Americans were trying to crush the economy, despite the fact that Iran itself was sanctioned. And the list goes on. But the number one issue that Iran has been targeted for is the Palestinian cause. And as far as I remember, Palestinians are not Shia. In fact, as far as I remember, when the Bosnians were being slaughtered, and they, if I remember correctly, are not Shia, it was the Iranians who went and assisted Bosnia. And effectively, it is because of Iranian support that Bosnia exists today. So I think the only country that has not abandoned, and I mean by country, I mean state, not the people. Otherwise, today, across the world, Muslim and non-Muslim alike, they support the Palestinian people, and that Jews, Christians, Muslims, Hindus. I have friends from all walks of life and races and sects and religions that support the Palestinian cause, and I think that is the greatest achievement of the last 2.5 years. But among the states on this planet, alongside Yemen, of course, the Islamic Republic of Iran is the only government to support the Palestinian people who are Sunni. So that aside, I'm a professor at the University of Tehran. That is where I get my salary. And I go online for expressing my views. And right now, as we're speaking, it's 12:47, and I should be asleep. But and you're not paying me for being here, and I am at risk of being bombed because I'm using an internet connection. So during this period and during the 12-day war before, I have done what I felt I need to do. I am not a spokesman of any government, and if I were, I would not be ashamed of it. I support the Islamic Republic of Iran, and I believe that it is the shining star of humanity, along with the axis of resistance. They are the ones who are fighting against oppression, the empire, on behalf of humanity. And they are making enormous sacrifices for the Palestinian people. But it's not just the Palestinian people. It goes beyond that, because this is an empire that is strangling the people of Cuba as we speak. And our stance against the empire is not just about Palestine. It's not just about Cuba. It's not just about Venezuela. It is about the class. It is about the Zionist oligarchy. It is about an oppressive empire that crushes people across the world in order to maintain its wealth and power. But the struggle in Palestine is symbolic of all of that. And thus, I think that anyone who believes the propaganda of Iran for the last 47 years, and I understand when Americans believe it, because the propaganda in the United States is so overwhelming. But I would request that they look at Palestine, and the reality is that Iran and the Axis of Resistance are the only ones who oppose the genocide, actively oppose genocide. Everyone else is doing business. Everyone else has ties with the Israeli regime. They export and import, they have political ties, military ties, and the Iranians and the Axis of Resistance are suffering. They get sanctioned, they get wars imposed upon them. They have military terrorist groups that have military capabilities used by, foreign powers to undermine the country. So for 47 years, Iran's sin has been that it opposes ethnic cleansing in Palestine. It opposes apartheid. It opposes genocide. And those who antagonize Iran, right now they're bombing Tehran. Those who antagonize the Islamic Republic of Iran, they are the ones who support genocide. They support ethnic cleansing. They support apartheid. So I think if you just take that piece into consideration, that piece of reality into consideration, that should really raise questions about the entire narrative on Iran. Whether that narrative is produced in the West or it is produced by Western proxies in our part of the world, such as Saudi Arabia or Qatar, or even other countries which are in the American camp and may not necessarily be oil and gas rich.